but able to properly hold the sites, which I think for this team in particular is very needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's just going to be overall a very tough time for our defense here. Granted, like I said, I feel like if you, because I have seen team comps where instead of running a sentinel, they run double initiator, and they just allow themselves to do heavy retakes or do heavy site takes. But, you know, you would have to start on a specific site for that to really pay off. I feel like if you're just going to do heavy site takes or heavy site retakes, you know, you got to start with double initiator. You got to be ready for a lot to be able to retake here. But it looks like we're going to start, and a heavy presence onto B. Chilliam pushed off the line immediately. That Vaseline is coming on out and immediately up into sight here. Voider does have the shorty. Now going to be backing on out. The refract able to be passed up. The light speed was used initially, but Chilliam able to get one kill. Scraggy able to change it back, or trade it back immediately. On site, Scraggy finding a second. Voider looking at the flank here.
One enemy remaining.
Able to find one, and now it's all down to a 1v4. Will we see the 1v4?
I'm having a little bit of lag.
Gun here.
No, I disconnected. Oh, there we go.
If you need to share, that's totally okay. I get it. Oh wait, I'm not even sharing my screen.
I'm out of here.
It's fine. I'm following you in game. It's a little. It's the same.
And you know, looking at this second round, lots of stingers, lots of sort of what I would kind of consider run and gun guns here.
Gotta go. Shortcut.
Look at that. The Fade Power is able to find a little
Go.
Scraggy though.
Too slow.
Just dashing and sliding into sight. Able to find one on the Cold Soldier, and that is the site already taken. Scraggy Absol, will he be here? He
Last
one.
player standing.
Spike
Spike down A.
Chilliam, are they going to be ready for this? It looks like
Careful now.
and looking for a heal, but they may just chase him down. Will he find that 1v4 clutch here?
Spike planted.
Running around, and it looks like they're ready for that vent take. Jet was initially holding it, but now going to be kind of backing off, playing a little bit more passive. Looks like maybe just a crossfire here. Not looking the correct way, and he's going to take it.
Unfortunately, it does give killed by Voider here, which
I know I give you guys a hard time, but you're better off with me kicking your butt than those assholes
and
shooting at you.
Again, these buys are not going to be great here, as a few of them did sort of buy up. Obstagoon only going to be holding up onto a Stinger. We've seen Cold Soldier only on a Spectre light shield, and you know, Spectre heavy shield, or Guardian heavy shield, and I'm just a little concerned here because it feels like they're not certain how to play against this or how to sort of work together to either already in the sight. Cold Soldier fighting again. Don't know how he managed that. 17 HP. 10 bolts and a Stinger. Tarantula able to find one as well. Tarantula's father finding a beautiful cut on Voider. Lamar pulling the flank though. You can see it looks like a quick rotate over. Are they going to be hearing that? They should be hearing that in spawn. But it looks like they are just full sending it, maybe trying to flank the rotate. I'm not too sure how that will work here, but Obstagoon should be ready for this if they hear that. One pushing up through mid. And now the Paranoia going to be thrown on out. Reyna making it on site for the rest of the team. Sort of being isolated. Are they going to be able to stop the plan? They are able to stop the plan.
Spike down B.
Obstagoon.
One enemy remaining.
Finds it and absolutely the triple flank looks like it did find its value that it was looking at. I'm a little surprised that it worked, but you know, they have to run back now.
hey, well, we'll take whatever we get, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Need a drop.
now we're one off of overdrive as well. So, you know, very, very close to having a very strong ultimate on the line here. And the defense as well, still having to run it back. So it's going to make retakes maybe a little bit easier here, but they're going to have to be able to allow themselves to get through. Absolutely. But this is the first initial shot, but 5 seconds. Are they going to be ready for this? Chili finding. Isn't even going to
Spike down mid.
Finds the neon somehow.
Gotta go. One enemy remaining.
Are they going to find a second?
Gun's ready.
Ow.
I have no words to describe what I just seen.
That was
Buy stuff, ka-ching, little skr, do my dog. Yeah.
I guess that gives them a second round here. And look at the buy though. We already have more sitting on the operator. Skill cannon. Whatever you prefer to call it. However, the question is will they be able to capitalize with the offer? It looks like they may sell it, and just going for a vandal buy here. And somehow it's taken off. Brancel's father is just going to be running away, going to be going up. Are they going to be able to find anything there? Not Scraggy able to find a nice kill on the Octagoon.
Spike planted.
Over. You're dead.
Last player standing.
Bring them down.
Cold Soldier now just going to be using the color. I don't know how it didn't spot. So run it back there. The Cold Soldier is going to be Scraggy able to find a third kill there.
It seemed like Cold was not prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do here. It feels like it may be a bit of a tough run, but they're doing a lot better than I initially expected. We are going to be seeing from the exercise and have the conversion pass coming out. So that ultimate able to make a lot of good space here. However, I'm just curious if they will be able to catch anybody with it. If they're going to use it on main, if they're going to use it post lane, how it's going to be used here. So they're just holding for now. Running on out Scraggy. We grab the apparently though, able to buy a lot of time. Very nicely done. With Chili in the grind in. They will not. They're going to be dashing on stunning.
One enemy remaining.
Mark 3. Bring them down.
We found one.
Down to one. An operator.
Gotcha.
Doesn't look like they're going to push.
Bring them down.
They're blinded with fear.
Prowler able to follow the trail onto one, however, like operator to be picked up here. Not
There.
And defense now going to be on a bit of an eco/half line. I'm not sure what they're going to play it out as. It looks like Cold Soldier going to be buying up here. It looks like it may just be a bit of a light buy. Still expending all the credits that they have. His father is going to be going for Vandal buy. But we still have the opening.
Back in the black.
Are they going to be able to use it? Probably they are.
Here we go.
Now the 27 HP, however, the regen should be doing a but the neon won't find anything. I don't know how Scraggy somehow doesn't take that win as Scraggy able to find another kill onto the fade and
Almost
now
out.
Be running around with the overdrive. Are they going to be able to reloading the Bucky as quick as possible?
I'm out of here.
The bench.
One enemy remaining. Down.
Ow.
Gotta go.
Okay. Very nicely done. Doesn't seem
I feel good.
defenses
That's
able
weird.
to find an answer to this. They kind of just seem to be, keeping 3 ultimates online now, the attack side, but we're going to see a lot of really good defense ultimates here. You know, we have the Vipers, but we have the From the Shadows. A lot of good ultimates here that could lead to a really
I'll find you.
nice either site retake or hold on the site hit.
Poison orb emitting.
Go!
Tarantula with the stun.
Go, go,
Are
go!
they able to find a second? They are not.
Nightmare.
Spike down B.
One!
The ultimate gonna be used there. It's not gonna find anything. Are they able to find the kill? They are. Scraggy going down to Obstagoon.
Gonna seem like a hard rotate from them as they end up.
Enemy kill.
A beautiful.
Well, does end up getting picked off by more.
Blocking sight.
Updrafting. Are they going to peek into the op? It seems like they may have picked up on the Q to try and peek into that. And now the quick
Very
rotate
wise
over to A.
there.
Yeah, but the question is are they going to pull the rotate over to A? It seems like Spike is going up there, but I'm not sure. You know, just having one person flank sight
30 seconds left.
to hold their own. Void are going to be going behind Matt, going to be flanking the ball. The spam's coming through.
Spike planted.
It is going to go down. Void are only having 43 HP.
Need backup.
Going for a reload. You can see more screams. Also has the blade.
Last player
But
standing.
gonna get taken on out by Obstagoon. The timing on that was impeccable. Now Voider gonna be wrapping into elbow. Not able to find anything. Still able to clean up the third round for the defense. And
The spike is
I'm
diffused.
surprised there was no ultimates used there from the defense half. You know, nothing other than the Nightfall. And the Nightfall, I feel like didn't get a whole lot of information for them. But you know, as long as it works for them, I feel like that's all that matters.
Definitely.
Now, with this next one, so you know, we don't have the whale. We don't have the run it back, but the run it back is only 3 off. With it only being 6 orbs needed to get that ultimate, I feel like it's so easy to here. And Scraggy able to find a kill.
Come on, let's go!
Panda team does have 4 Ls as they pop the run it back.
Are they able to find the kill though? And that is a huge misstep from the defense. I feel like that was a massive ultimate to be used that got 0 value as Scraggy.
Spike down A.
As Chili onto the flag.
Watch your
Not
eyes!
gonna find any value. Blinds himself. Is he gonna kill him? No, he does not. Voider.
Last player standing.
Finding the crossing. Tarantula's father, his slide not quite well. Scraggy able to find the shot through the box. Beautiful headshot onto Obstagoon. And that is a 6th round on the board. Now, Reds. They have 3 rounds, which is the same amount they got in the entirety of that last season. The question is, do you think they will be able to get more than that? And do you think they'll be able to capitalize off that?
Listen, Ducko, I'm a big fan of underdogs here. I'm never a fan of saying that there's no possibility, but I do see a possibility of them possibly tying it up going into
Get
the
out of
second
my
half.
way!
Yeah, a
But
6-6.
if worse comes to worse, they will see the 9-3 if it comes down to it. But
Scraggy able to get
Joke's
a
over.
gross
You're
kill on the
dead.
Cold Soldier, and Scraggy finding another one on Tarantula's father, who just wasn't very aware there. Scraggy able to find third.
Last player
Somebody who's not
standing.
looking.
Spike planted.
Just the awareness is not there. An Obstagoon.
this is where we're definitely seeing the very difference.
And now they're hearing the
of
TP across. Gonna find one. Obstagoon.
This is definitely where we're seeing
One enemy remaining.
2.
sense when it comes to the different teams.
Yeah, a 1v3. Will he find it? He does find it. And that was an extremely necessary round. Obstagoon able to find them that 4th round on the board. Now, Rez, like you were saying, they may be able to make it a 6-6 half. But
Get your place.
even with making it 6-6 half, will they be able to capitalize on the attack half? You know, having to go against a 5 duelist comp is always rough, because the one thing that they can do on defense that most other teams cannot do is just run at you. They can send it at you and defend site so well because of the
I do
utility.
think it's going to be a bit hard on that side for them, because it does seem like that they're not very prepared for being rushed, as we can see here on defense. That when they do have moments where the attacker's side end up pushing up on them, they do retreat off the site and to the enemy team, which is not good.
Yeah, and that Viper's Pit just doesn't seem to be getting utilized at all. Did he able to get a headshot more starting off with the first initial one? And look at all this damage. Just no answer to it, it seems.
Spike planted.
Mid with just 40.
Oh! Finding a little bit. And nothing there. A team ace. Very nicely done.
Last round in the half.
Definitely see some possibilities happen. Anything can happen in these customs.
Yeah, and you know, I'm a bit curious as to what's going to happen here. Again, we've had this Viper's Pit online for so long now. It's been here for almost half the game, and
It does seem
still,
like we have underutilization when it comes to ult.
yeah,
The defender's side.
yeah. I'm just a little bit worried about how it's going to go here. Again, the stun's coming on out. It looks like another typical B hit, and there's just very minimal answer. Chili, I'm holding on site. Somehow Tarantula's father takes out Scraggy.
Spike down mid.
Diddy able to find a kill on a cold soldier. It's now a 4v3. The slow coming on out from Voider. But they walk past each other, and now pushing into the Viper's Pit. Absol able to find one. Obstagoon was able to shorty one of them. It's now down to the 1v4 with the operator in hand. Will the overdrive find anything? Morp able to get a kill there. Able to find a second one. Is this going to be the 1v4 that they need? Almost pulls out the shorty that had no ammo. The reload was almost going to be heard. And there is the kill. Defenders able to bring themselves 5-7. You know,
Switching sides.
ideally you would hope for a little more. But it is looking like a positive here. You know, they weren't
Definitely
doing
does
so
look
much.
like a lot better odds compared to game 1. Game 2 definitely seemed like they're a little bit more confident, and still
Gun here.
down by 2 points going into the second half. But like I said, anything can happen. I'm always a fan of the underdog.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like one of the most important things here is being able to, like we talked about previously, have that mental resilience, being able to play that mental game, and as long as you can keep yourself mentally together, I feel like, you know, that's kind of going to be really important here, and going to make a big impact. Now we'll see if this B hit will be as insane as it looks. It looks like an initial mid push, but look, we have 4 people sitting vents. They are waiting for a vent push. They're not going to find it though. However, lots of initial clearing util. I like this site take. I'm going to be honest. The site take was very clean. Good util to be used. Planting at default, a bit interesting here. And that is going to be heard from the defender side, as now you can see everybody moving out of that vents area. They're being very vigilant of a flank. Throwing that
Well,
Viper.
like I mentioned to you, the biggest thing was going into being on an attacker side for them is being prepared for heavy pushes from a whole duelist comp like this.
Yep, and Absol not able to find one. Able to find, there it is. The kill finally coming out
One
back.
enemy remaining.
One enemy remaining, and they're able to take it. 6-7 res. It's looking doable. It's you know, they currently doubled
So
the
I gotta
amount.
ask you, do you believe in dreams, bro?
You know, honestly, I do. However, sometimes, you know, sometimes you can see it in the way they play. If there's a team and you can see that they are just playing like they don't have it, like they're not, you know, they just don't have the mentality for it. It can be a little obvious, but it looks like there is some resilience. There is still some life here, and I think they're wanting to make that big difference here. Look at this aggression into B main, a full send into B, and it looks like it's going to be one of the fastest flanks I have ever seen in the entirety of my Valorant career.
It does seem like the attacker side do need to get set up and be prepared for
screen down.
big flank from the enemy team as they end up getting a plan off. Cold.
Yeah, look at this
That's
four-man
gonna be
flank. Cold Soldier holding for the vents push, but they are not going to find anything as everybody on
Be
the
right back.
attacking side is now going for a flank. Are they going to be ready for this? I feel like it's been long enough. You have to be ready for this now. More be able to find one onto Absol. And now it is all down to a 3v4.
I'm outta here.
Make that a 4v2. Time still a big factor
Go,
here.
go, go.
Are they going to be able to hold it though? Finding one. No
Last
time
player
left here
standing.
unless they can. Wait, res? No, not enough time. Not nearly
And
enough
they
time.
ended up seeing they were playing a little bit too much on the time with the flank taking forever with being able to get over to ace side.
Yeah, that.
Unfortunately,
I feel like,
it did cost them. It did cost them the round.
yeah, I feel like that flank just, like you said, took way too long. I feel like they had so much time there, and they just kind of sat there waiting a little too long, and not really using the advantage that they have from the agents that they have.
Now,
You know.
Ducko, what do you think is going through the mind of the defenders? Do you think that they're being a bit too coy with having little faith in the attackers' side team?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm a little surprised at how resilient they are here. However, if they can keep up how smart they're playing, I have a little bit of faith. Not
Spike
running
down
into
A.
a double stun like
Spike
that.
down.
Going into a Bucky.
One enemy remaining.
Oh! Wait, hold on. 2v1. 2v1 is
Get in sight.
not when you are full boxed like a fish with a Bucky to the face, though. That's an 8th round. Now, Rez, do you think that's going to take a heavy toll on their mental? Or do you think they're still going to be able to keep themselves together here? Do you think they're going to be able to...
That's definitely the biggest.
Need a
thing
drop.
that we've been talking about previously. Mentals is the biggest thing right now, and while I do have the face on the attacker side to be able to keep the mental up going into a 7-8 right now.
They have 5
with
Buckies
60
on
rounds
attack.
into the game.
5 Buckies on attack.
Toxins going up.
I'm gonna be real. I'm a little scared. They have five Buckies. One of them's already down. We have an op on the defense side. We have a Bucky for Voider. And it looks like they found one. They have nothing for long range whatsoever. And taking sight, they're taking too long. They're going into heaven. They're taking a little bit of longer angles maybe. Obstagoon able to find one. Are they gonna clear this back corner? They're not gonna clear it. Look at this. Caught off guard there. Tarantula. I don't know what was going on there. Obstagoon, though, is able to trade out onto Scraggy, and now we hear the operator coming on out. Are they just going to push it? I feel like the best thing you can do is just push just like this. There it is, and Obstagoon able to find the final kill onto Voider as Tarantula taking out Morph in spawn. Now picking up
Go,
the
go,
op.
go. You hit that.
Do you think the op is the play here on the attack side, or do you think they kind of stick with... I mean, I'm going to be honest. The Bucky
I'm outta
strat
here.
was not too terrible. It wasn't great.
Could be a possibility that attacker side they are trying to break the mentals of them, because it does seem like the teams do have a bit of like back and forth between each other.
Gotta go.
Yeah, 30 and 9 on Scraggy currently. I feel like taking out their top frag is such an important thing right now. And look at that, Scraggy gonna be popping the ult and running down mid. But look, the ultimate already almost out. Are they gonna be ready for this? They are not. Gonna reset the ult. Finding 2. Resetting it. Not gonna find a 3rd though. A lot of damage though. Look at the Neon. Neon not having a whole lot of health.
Last player standing.
Chillium. Not gonna find the kill.
Gun here.
Tarantula able to, I don't want to say it, but Phoenix diffing there, you know? Throwing in a little bit of, you know, Phoenix v Phoenix action. Not able to, you know, the attacker's not able to win that out. But, however, he was kind of stuck with with an operator. It would have been a little tough. However, I'm still curious. They're within one round of each other. Is it going to be an
We can
issue
see
for
anything.
them?
We can see everything.
There.
Anything happening here.
Yep. A lot of aggression up into
Joke's
A main. A
over.
beautiful
You're dead.
snake bite though. And now we're going to be seeing the run it back coming on out. Going to be looking to clear onto side. Are they going to clear elbow though? They're not going to clear elbow. He just walks right past him. But 2 kills coming on out for the attacker side. Tarantula finding one, but there's the Bucky. Able to find one onto Tarantula's
Spike down
father.
A.
They were not holding, not able to keep themselves vigilant about it. Absol able to find a beautiful kill on the Scraggy. And now the 2v3. The defense. Not having any ultimates available.
Spike planted.
An off in hand. Gonna be spotted on out from Fade-Eye. Already gonna be using the team coming on out from Waylay. Tarantula able to trade back.
Watch your
A
eyes!
1v2. Is it going to be doable here, though? Doesn't seem that Tarantula is aware of somebody down low. He is not. And Chilium able to take back that Phoenix 1v1. Now Phoenix diffing the other way around. And, you know, it's 9-9. It's a tied bit. And this is much better than it was looking on Sunset. I don't know what sort of changed there. It looks like Scraggy carrying a little bit more, and the rest of the team maybe playing champions they're not as familiar on. You know, I'm almost thinking maybe that could be sort of what's going on here. But, you know, is Tarantula going to be able to use the value of the operator here? Is he going to find anything? He is not. He's going to throw it. Shot through is going to be cut. Reloading out in the open. A very interesting play here. And now Voider going to be killing the Prowler. No sound to be heard for now. Cold Soldier pushing onto site. The operator holding spawn. I like this angle from Cold Soldier. It's a pretty good spot. And we can see the Neon going to be rushing up onto site.
Spike planted.
Now going for a flank. As the regen shield. Trying to go for a stun. Finds one. But gets absolutely Bucky dipped by Tarantula. 1 kill from Morp. But it is going to be traded back from Absol. The skill cannon coming on out here. And, you know, I feel like if you're attackers, operator is very risky, but if you feel confident, it can definitely be a huge difference maker. You know, it can be one of those things where either you're confident on it and you're feeling good about yourself and you're feeling like, hey, you know, let's just op them back, or it's gonna be one of those things where, you know, you're waiting 2-3 rounds to be able to invest in the op and then just not actually using it because, you know, getting timing, getting flashed, getting pushed off an angle, especially playing against such really good util from the attackers. Chilium able to find one kill. Cold Soldier gonna be throwing the seas up into heaven. It is gonna connect onto one, and now they're gonna hear the Bucky very close right. Are they gonna find anything? Diddy able to find one onto Cold Soldier. The plant coming down though. Is the
It
kill
does
up?
seem like as we're playing in that they are feeling a bit more confident, being up by 1 point on defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the confidence is key here. Tarantula gonna be timed in spawn. Odin though gonna be brought out. Blinded and killed here.
One enemy remaining.
Absol able to find one onto Diddy. The 1v2.
It's over.
And I don't think that was how Voider planned on having that going. Was dashing up into the air, trying to 360 Odin him. Unfortunately, did not find a kill. And now the defense, though, if you can see there, they have a lot of really good ultimates available here. Again, we can see the Convergent Pass is going to be available. We have the Run It Back, and we have the Empress. Now, with all of those combined, I feel like, you know, using that conversion pass, able to get everybody stunned up, and then using the other ultimates, you know, a Phoenix ultimate to push into it, not having to risk a whole lot, you know, being able to just go. If you die, you die, because, you know, sometimes the smoke, or the stuns happen to be a little bit, they're cosmetic stuns, you know. Sometimes I swear it makes your accuracy more. However, Tarantula gonna bring out the Ares. Spotting one, doing 2 HP's worth of damage. Now spotting one. He's able to find one, but that's the bomb.
Spike down.
Bomb coming on down. 8 HP. I hear them. You can hear the noise. Cold Soldier just holding ever so vigilantly. More. It's a 2v4 here, and I'm very curious how they're gonna play this. Are they gonna clear the close? They do.
Have this last player standing.
8 HP on Scraggy
Spike
and
down
still
A.
finds the kill. 3v1. Voider, is he aware of this timing? It looks like he is. Finds a bit of damage. Finds a little bit more. Absol,
30 seconds left.
40 HP. Against an 8 HP Neon. Both of them, a singular bullet of health. Scraggy not finding the first shot. Gonna be throwing a molly, trying to get something. Isn't gonna find anything though. 10 HP.
10 seconds left.
I think it would be wise here for them to play for the save here.
Yeah, he does have quite a bit of money, so what he could do is he could just buy, you know, full shield, buy a teammate, do something. But the question is the defense gonna get aggressive here and maybe die at the last second? Scraggy tried it, but unfortunately, Absol was playing a little bit safer than him. And, you know, 11-10, they're currently still in the lead, so they had that one round to give up. They have a lot of ults here. They need to use these, and they need to be able to get themselves to that 12th round. If they can get themselves to that 12th round, then it comes down to, can the defense just... I mean, it makes it harder for defense, because on defense, you're worrying about getting those 2 rounds, but you're still not winning if you get those 2 rounds. You're only going to overtime. The operator not going to find anything. The flash coming on out from the Phoenix as the curveball. Not finding anything initially. Chillium, though, able to find a nice kill on the Morph. And now we're going to be seeing the convergent pass coming on out as Absol going to be going on in, going to be going for a plant. Scraggy was able to find a classic kill onto Chillium. That is a huge, huge play as Scraggy. Is he going to be able to find a second? He is not. Obstagoon able to find one. Beautiful headshot.
Welcome to my
Old Soldier,
world.
though, looks like he was lagging a little bit. As Voider pushing on in. That is the Viper
Last
hit down.
player standing. One
Maybe are you
enemy
in?
remaining.
Versus one more. Able to find the third on the round. A beautiful headshot. And that's going to bring it 11-11. Rez. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think they can 13-11, or do you think we're going to see an OT?
I'm still a fan of the underdogs in this, Ducko. I do think that we do need to see some better plays from the attacker's side. However, defense does seem like they're locking in a little bit more to try to secure the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, in all honesty, do you think it'll go to an overtime, or do you think we're going to see somebody here win it 13-11?
Realistically, I would like to see 13-11, but I could see a possibility.
Double defense operator is insane, and a beautiful kill onto Tarantula from Chillium YT. Obstagoon is going to be canceling that, as they are now aware that there is a jet up in heaven. Smoke. They're never going to be hit. As the dash out now. The Voider, though, going to be instantly recalled with the refract. Chillium. There we go for the plant. Tarantula now swapping over to a Phantom. But the op, they're just peeking into Morph here. A 2v3. But look at Cold Soldier. He has a beautiful position. It's not planted for him.
One enemy remaining.
Morph with the 4th on the round. Cold Soldier.
Where are you?
3v1. but it's not planted for him. They can just stick this, and the ace from Mort.
Definitely not a good sign for the attacker's side here.
Yeah, that was such an important round that they
Gotta go.
needed. But it looks like they're giving them
Clutch.
Very interesting play for the defense.
Yeah, I'm
Match
not sure
point.
what the play there was,
Need a drop.
and I mean maybe they just really want to see the OT, you know. And honestly, I can respect it. However, it could prove to be
Go, go, go.
the you know, maybe that could be the one round that would have won them the OT or would have
I'm
won
outta
them the
here.
map. So I'm curious if it's actually going to pay off here.
Bye-bye.
He
Scraggy.
is able to get a pick
I'm
off
outta here.
Killian there, which is big for.
Was able to find one. Is he going to find a second here? Paranoia coming on out.
Gotta go.
Not able to
Shot.
find that one though. Gonna be throwing the stun into the mix. Able to do a lot of damage. Obstagoon able to find one. 3v4. As Voider knifing Cold Soldier. I don't know how that happened. Voider, I guess, getting a
Gonna fall back here.
great flank. And Voider now gonna be dashing on him. Is he gonna find anything? He's just gonna get information. He's gonna recall. And they're gonna hope for the best here. They still have a lot of presence on site. The operator doing a lot of damage, but more finding the classic kill after the off damage. And look at Scraggy. Going for the no scope. Isn't gonna find anything. A 2v2. Voider. Full
30
HP.
seconds left. Last
Obstagoon able
player
to find the one
standing.
kill onto Mort.
Last player
And
standing.
gonna get another knife, as I don't think Tarantula's father heard anything there. They do have the ultimate. Gonna be picking on up the operator. Are they gonna stick
10
it?
seconds left.
Seems as though they are.
Spike planted.
And the question is, are they gonna be aware? Has knife out. Looks like they're going for a third knife of the round. Is not gonna find anything. Obstagoon.
Attackers win.
Gonna be finishing it off with a 3K. An interesting end to the map.